Flower joins us in the Informer studio to talk about a number of matters that have cropped up in the courts over the last few weeks. We haven't seen you for a while. What do you want to talk about today? Is it the MasterChef story that's just won't go away? And we're not talking about the old MasterChef team, but someone from the MasterChef cast.
Yeah, sure. Ben Ungerman is currently going through the Victorian justice system. He remains in Queensland for now. He was appearing on a sort of celebrity MasterChef last year in Melbourne when he mysteriously disappeared. What had happened is that police had arrested him on...
in the middle of the production?
In the middle of the production, and he was not seen again.
So 1 minute he was there, next minute he wasn't.
Yeah.
So now we know why and what's happened.
Yeah, it's been going through the courts now for a year.
What was the allegation?
Well, he's been charged with 3 counts of sexual assault on a teenager. So, of course, can't be identified who that person is. But it's been in court today, being Thursday, where there's been developments in that his barrister now believes that the police may have gone a bit too far to incriminate him, and they will claim in another case upcoming that it's the breach of the processes of the law. So,
right. Okay, well, we'll see what happens with that case. Richard Pusey has been very much in the news. Of course, as we know, we saw the funerals for the 4 policemen who were killed in that horrible tragedy. Now, are his days behind the bars numbered, or is he still likely to face more time behind bars?
I'd suggest Pusey was sentenced to 10 months jail, I think it was last week or maybe the week before, which he of course has already served. He had served just about 10 months, so that was due to expire, could be as soon as tomorrow.
Right, but he still had a couple of other charges hanging over his head, didn't he?
That's right. He's got some assault charges. You could say they're sort of minor assault charges, but either which way, they were committed. One of them at least was committed while he was on bail over the other offences. So behind bars he will remain until he makes another bail application, which will go ahead in the Supreme Court when he served the rest of that sentence. So.
Okay. What else has cropped up that piqued your fancy and has kept you busy?
There's been a lot happening this week. I mean, yesterday, this week it was revealed that Dani Laylee is suing Victoria Police over the leaking of that mugshot.
And also the distribution of some of those images.
Well, that's right. There were 2 images. One was the mugshot, and there was another one of her actually being interviewed inside the police station. So the criminal charges have been filed over that. There's been monies already paid by Victoria Police.
They have. To
Dani Laylee. The Chief Commissioner came out at the time and was scathing of his own members for doing what they did. But for whatever reason, Victoria Police have allowed documents to be filed within the Supreme Court, and it's set for a hearing. You might think Laylee cannot lose, but it's a messy old affair, and Dani Laylee, you feel somewhat for her on having to continue to going through court on this, but developments there, and of course also this week too, it's been interesting to see the outpouring of support and emotion for Sam Newman with the tragic death of his partner, Amanda Brown. And of course, Sam was on his podcast this week, very emotionally poured his heart out really about what happened there. So, but yeah,
somewhat might find it strange. I think it was cathartic, and I think it's been done very well in very trying circumstances. I've had to listen to it, and it is John or Sam Newman as bare as one can be and in pain, and they've been together for quite some time. Married about 6 months ago, but they were together for 20 years.
Yeah, and I think it's really struck a chord with a lot of people in that she's fit, healthy, 50 years old,
yes.
and has
young
just
woman.
dead, and it's very scary. And love him or hate him, I think a lot of people have sort of related to what he's going through at the moment. And you know, it may not be the end that we see of John Sam Newman on our screens.
Yeah, look, I think Sam has played the role of a clown for a television series called The Footy Show, and they did very, very well for the network and also for the program and for themselves. But it was 20 years, and the world changes, people's attitudes change, and maybe he's had to pay a penalty. Let's see now how things emerge. It's been a very trying week, as you say, for a number of people. The families of Richard Pusey's victims, not good, and also Sam Newman losing his lovely wife of 6 months, but they were together for 20 years. What other stories emerged? Have you done anything on the COVID developments? Because we're back again. It's COVID time, and New South Wales might close. Victoria might close.
Thankfully, I've been able to leave the COVID stories to New South Wales for now. I think I had my good share of a good year's worth of doing them day after day after day. So
mind you, I asked that question because the Australian came out with a whole bunch of files that had just been dumped on their lap, it appears, showcasing some of the reports, the daily reports, and showing just how many instances where the process has been let down time after time after time. I thought, that's Wayne Flower country. He'll be in there chasing that story. So you haven't been approached to pursue it?
Not as we speak. It's been a busy week, and I'm one man covering a large state.
Yeah. Well, you've heard it from the man himself, from his lips. Not at this moment, not yet. But Wayne Flower, as always, thank you for giving us a chance to get a sense of what stories are making headlines and what you've been following in the courts.
Thanks, George.
Pleasure.